More snow and more wind. My yard is completely blocked in, so I'm going to be spending the morning on the tractor and the snowblower trying to get some of these snowbanks out. It's cold, another canceled day of school. I'm just getting a little bit tired of winter already. I have to get my shovel out. Going into the honey house, I'm well banked in. I'll get the kids to do that. The fans are at low idle. They haven't been off low idle for quite a while. I'm just going to go inside the shed to see how the room's holding up. Yesterday with the wind blowing against the shed, I don't have dampers on my air inlet, and it was blowing more air through the shed than my fans were regulating. So the temperature dropped down to 2 degrees in the shed because of that, which is not hardly a problem at all. I was considering maybe putting a damper or closing off one of the air inlet vents, but the cold wind like that last night, and if the bees are able to hold the temperature at 2 degrees, then I think I'll just leave things well alone. So I'm just going to go in the shed and I'm just going to see if the temperature is rebounded back up to where the thermostat's set at, and just to take a peek at my bees. Maybe I got to get around to sweeping. I haven't swept. It's been quite a while. I keep talking about it, but I never do. There's not a lot of bees on the floor. It's kind of expected, and it's kind of nice to see, actually. So I'll just head in before my phone freezes up here and see how things are. Well, the room is holding at 5 degrees, so the temperature's bounced back. And all is good. So the guys have been busy putting things together to make this convention happen at the end of the month. On February 22nd and 23rd, the Manitoba Beekeepers Association is holding its 113th annual convention. We're holding it at the Hilton Suite Inns on Wellington. Very nice place. So yeah, February 22nd and 23rd is the convention, and then the day before, on February 21st, CHC is coming, and they are going to hold their annual general meeting. They're going to start that at 8 o'clock, and at 1 o'clock afternoon, they're having an international marketing session. So this panel discussion will be the ins and outs of direct export. They're going to have Export Development Canada, CFIA, trade commissioners, and beekeepers who already export their product on this panel for kind of like a panel discussion, and they'll be taking questions from the crowd. So then our convention, Randy Oliver, we've invited him up. He's one of our guest speakers for the convention. He's from Sacramento. His farms in the Grass Valley of Northern California. So he owns and manages 1,500 colonies. He's retired from that. His boys have taken over the beekeeping aspect of the farm now, and he's actually focusing more his time on research type deals. So that is extremely interesting to have him up. I've sat in a couple of his presentations already, and I can't say enough good things about Randy and his presentations and the knowledge base that he brings. So I'm really looking forward to that. So we have him talking about, so we have him on the Friday at 9 o'clock. We have him talking about managing colonies for spring buildup and swarm prevention. So some just good old basic beekeeping practice there. I'm really looking forward to that presentation. And then the next day, on Saturday, we have him talking about at 8:45 on Saturday. He's talking about his research results of 2018. He told me he finalized some of his 18 trials, and he has the results, and he's just beside himself to talk about it. So this will be a real interesting topic to sit in on. I'm looking forward to that one. And then in the afternoon on Saturday, through our workshop is themed building profitability into our honeybee business. So just, trying to manage ourselves to hold on more of our cash, or how to take our product and market it better, or different marketing strategies, especially for the direct marketers. And for Randy here, he's going to be talking about beekeeping in the California foothills, just a profile of his farm and how he manages his farm throughout the year. There's a lot of different aspects of his farm. Like they go into pollination, and they go into nuke production, and then they go into the honey flow, and then they winter and build back up for pollination. And they do a lot of nuke building, and they sell a lot of nukes out of their operation. So we thought it'd be pretty interesting to get him up and talk about his farm and how he manages his farm out there, with all these different revenue streams, and specifically on building nukes and how he builds their nukes out and sells them. It's quite an interesting strategy they got going down there, and I'm really looking forward to hearing him talk about it. So that's Randy. We also have invited Les Eccles up. He's the lead for the tech transfer team, or the tech transfer program they call it, in Ontario. And he's been the lead since 2011 down there. So he's going to be speaking, when do we have Les scheduled here? So on the afternoon on the Friday, Les is going to be talking about research activities of the Ontario Beekeepers Association Tech Transfer Program. He's going to be speaking on what a tech transfer program is and how it benefits the beekeepers of that province. So that is going to be extremely interesting to sit in on. Les is going to start the day on Saturday at 8 o'clock, and he's going to talk about the Ontario Beekeepers Association Tech Transfer Programs, Varroa treatment, and nosema projects. So they have a few ongoing research projects, application research projects going right now, and he'll be talking about them. So I'm going to sit on that one for sure. We're then going to have Les talk later on in the afternoon. In the workshop, we've kind of set him up to talk about the Ontario Resistant Honeybee Selection Program, and just talking about all the aspects around that, and incorporating a successful breeding program into our operation. So the intention here is just the whole application around their breeding program, and just his thoughts on how he's able to translate that breeding program they've got going on in Ontario down to the beekeepers, and how it's benefiting those beekeepers in the province. So I can hardly wait for that one, because I've incorporated a breeding program into my apiary. I'm going to be 4 years deep into it now, and I'm starting to see direct benefit translate into the work I'm doing right now because of it. So then, as for the rest of the convention, we have fit in as much as we can around those two guys. We're having Peter Aurum coming, talking about NMR honey profiling, and just the whole project that he's initiated to set up this Canada-wide database to be able to profile Canadian honey, and just to provide, like a fingerprint for our product. And this is in response to accusation of adulterated imports coming into Canada. There's an initiative being pushed forward right now to provide a database of Canadian honey to prove to Canadian customers that the product they're buying is authentic Canadian honey. This is a topic that resonates with beekeepers. This is a topic that most beekeepers don't understand because it's way beyond us. It's a very important issue that we have to recognize, and maybe putting forth a initiative directly to target this issue. Maybe this is the route we have to go. So we have a lot ahead of us to talk about, and we'll see where that leads.